Are there any signs of a stroke? And just find out what is going on there.
She can cut all you in half with one sword stroke.
Or the stroke.
She had a stroke on the spot.
Your father's had a stroke.
Stroke.
Banks will think we're either high or having a stroke.
Can't do anything for a stroke. It's God's will.
Well, 9 stroke. I think I stroke.
29%.
That stroke will recover okay.
Your bodyguard's dead.
Swings, real clean stroke.
I don't know. Can't hit the curveball.
Caution. But it will allow us to see if there are any lesions or if there are any signs of a stroke and just find out what is going on there.
Okay. Which...
This is Katana. She's got my back. She can cut all you in half with one sword stroke, just like mowing the lawn. I would have...
For a moment, I see him like he was, before the stroke. And then it's gone.
You can imagine how Rose Silverman reacted. She had a stroke on the spot. Her arteries hardened. The woman remained frozen. The teeth...
George, come on home, quick. Your father's had a stroke. Mary, I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Come on, George, let's...
Oh, there's my kettle. Stroke, palm, caress.
No one on the planet is betting against AA. The banks will think we're either high or having a stroke, and they'll take every dime we have to offer.
When she fell, can we give her anything for the pain?
You can't do anything for a stroke. It's God's will.
But she's in pain.
She'll be in a coma.
Jim Curring.
Call 911. Stroke. I think I stroke.
No. The people of the United States approve of what I'm doing. 29%.
When that thing reaches stroke proportions, put it out as a bulletin.
Got out in a private boat. He's in the hospital in Miami. That stroke will recover okay.
Your bodyguard's dead.
I asked about Fredo.
What?
I like Perez. He's got a classic swing. It's real clean stroke.
I don't know. Can't hit the curveball.
Well, there's some work to be done, I'll admit that.
Yeah, there is.
Midday prayers will begin soon.
Should only take a short time to settle on the broad strokes.
The rest can be sorted out at your leisure. We have 10.
His lordship has been taken ill at luncheon, milady. It is feared he may have suffered a stroke.
But not yet to actual treachery. Don't change the portrait by a brushstroke, Alec. Just continue to be embittered.
When I'm asleep at night, he watches me, and last night he stroked my cheek for the first time in my life. Only I wasn't asleep. I was pretending.
Themistocles. You've come a long way to stroke your cock whilst watching real men train.
Quinn Goldrow.
Our morale's much higher there. We're fielding all their strokes, running a lot of them out, and pretty consistently knocking them for...
You son of a bitch! You lunatic!
Carl, you're gonna have a stroke.
You'll have to deal with my lawyer!
Career decorating. Destitute and in love, Virgil attempts to change his life with one bold stroke.
Nothing.
That's right, nothing. Oh, we could congratulate ourselves on a marvelous stroke of good fortune. Our non-existent decoy.
Right, hang on. No, tricky one. Nice guy.
Nice guy.
At the stroke of midnight, the witching hour.
Handicap? 7. And he gets out there, and he has 5 strokes on us. He has more concentration than anybody I've ever met.
A storyteller of your stature. Give it to me in bold stroke spot. Give me the broad outlines. I'm sitting in the audience.
Not so rebellious now. You should thank me, boy. Because my stroke made you king. No rock.
Chance! Pray for Israel! The challenge will commence on the stroke of 1. The challenger must reach his mark before the stroke of 12.
Consumed in a fire, with no end, and sunstroke, and soggy.
Turned into a frog. He wasn't turned into a
Restore them to me, and I will forget what I vowed with every stroke of that oar you chained me to.
Yeah.
That's how you got those masculine forearms.
Where'd you think I got him from? Stroking your ego?
Big booty, good. Big forearms, no good.
Joe sounds like a ringer, Bill. I have a feeling you guys got the broad strokes already. You need any help with the details?
To earn distinction in the European wars seemed a great stroke of good fortune. And King George was too much in want of men.
Stood but a little higher from the ground.
You would die before your stroke fell.
In fact, I think that the Board of Trustees have had their first true stroke of inspiration in some time.
Well, thank you, Havemeyer.
You give out the past. You give them to me?
You're gonna have a stroke, little buddy.
What did you do? What did you do?
It was a great film. Great in its use of negative imagery more than anything else. But that central cohesive core,
stop
that must
listening
lead to an artist's work, leading from...
Not in the habit of speaking to people very much.
Believe me, that's a considerable stroke of good fortune. Talking to people is extremely perilous.
Well,
however, it was you who made the call.
Analysis of handwriting. The upward strokes on the P, the J, and the M indicated genius-level intellect.
By the time this station is operational, we will then crush the rebellion with one swift stroke.
Years, let alone 2 months. And the important thing, and this was the genius of the stroke.
Oh.
It means votes. The hero of 50,000 boys and 100,000...
Dilate, and often did beguile her of her tears when I did speak of some distressed stroke that my youth suffered. She gave me for my pains.
How one could conceive and build such a craft, and in a single stroke harness power beyond the wildest...
You see how pale and thin that sky is? You use the same brush strokes all over. It's got no texture, no energy, it's all flat.
Into the microphone. So, if you're ready, on the stroke of 9, the red light will come on and we shall go live.
Suck the nipple, sir.
Good, good. Well done, wind up.
Striking the thigh, sir?
Yes, I suppose so.
March in the neck.
Yes, good.